It is 5 p.m. 4 p.m. GMT, and welcome to Africa TESOL panel discussion series on personal, professional, and leadership development. Today, we featuring ANELTA. ANELTA is that great association from Angola, and they'll be represented by Caetano. Caetano is the president of the organization. Then Isabel, and Florindo. I would like to welcome you all for being here today. Welcome. Without a further delay, I'll give the floor to Isabel. Isabel, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners? You have the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes. Could you please introduce yourself, Isabel?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be with you to share my experience on personal, professional, and leadership development.
Okay. Good. Yes. So you belong to ANELTA, and could you tell us more about ANELTA? What is ANELTA, Isabel?
So ANELTA is an organization, an ANELTA organization, which we mainly
Well, we are having some technological problems here. Isabel is Caetano. Hello, Caetano. So as I was saying, today we featuring ANELTA, and ANELTA is represented by 3 active members here. Members are, no, I would say 1 active member and 2 executive members. I'll be giving the floor to Caetano. Caetano, could you please introduce yourself and your association? Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me well. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it is okay.
Okay,
very well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity. Africa TESOL giving us the opportunity to expose ourselves about ANELTA, about Angola, and the way we have been working in regarding to English language development. I'm Caetano Capitão. I'm the president of ANELTA, which is the Angolan English Language Teachers Association. So we have been working since 2003 with the main scope to develop English language teaching in Angola, bringing together, teachers of English and potential teachers of English, so those who are still getting their graduation, so that we can expand and improve on the quality of English language teaching and learning in this country, and for sure it will impact on the world.
Oh, great. So ANELTA was created in 2003, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and are you the first president of that organization, or before you there were presidents?
No, I'm the fourth or the
Okay,
third, the third. Yes, the
okay.
third president. I've been the third president so far. Yeah.
Okay, now could you share with us the origin of ANELTA? Uh, what makes, I mean, the inspiration to create that association? Yes, Caetano, you still have the floor.
Thank you, Flavian. Yes, ANELTA, well, came about some ideas. I mean, between English language students that time, we were still at the college and trying to teacher training. We were at the teacher training school that time. And we were somehow supported, our idea, I mean, was supported by an American fellow we had at that time in Angola. She came down with her husband, who was on a contract with Chevron. And she was working with us on her free time, giving some guidance to the teacher training school. So she came up with the idea about, let's say, forming an association of English language teachers in Angola. So we embarked on that idea. It was still in 2000, let's say 2002. So we embarked on that idea, and between ourselves, I mean, classmates of the English course, we decided then to form what used to be, let's say, the starting committee or the steering committee of ANELTA. And we were around 12, I think. We were around 12 students. So teachers to be of English, I mean.
All right.
Yes. And from there, we managed to organize small workshops in the classroom that time, still in 2002, 2003. And our first international conference happened in 2004. So
Great.
from there, we embarked, we brought new people or other colleagues on board from other schools. And we started working. From this first conference, we managed to bring to Angola one of the TESOL president that time, TESOL International, Brock Brady. So, and other fellows from UK, from the British Council, came down to our conference. So it was an international conference.
All right. And so far, I'm sure you have already conducted many activities, and that is what we're going to tackle, to talk about. And I'll give the floor to Florindo. Florindo, could you please share with us some of the activities you conducted with ANELTA?
Good afternoon, Mr.
I'm Flavien.
My
Good
name is
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you. My name is Florindo Musok. I am the event coordinator of ANELTA. So I've been the coordinator for about 10 years now. So we've been organizing many workshops, conferences, and so on. So far, we have organized like more than 20 conferences or workshops.
Oh, great.
Yes. And for organizing workshop or conference, so we need to take into consideration some aspects, like the speakers who are going to present a paper or a topic. And we also need to conduct a research on some topics that teachers may have a problem or face problem in the classroom, so that we present what is their interest, so that we can meet their interests and their needs also. And apart from thinking about the teachers, we also think about the learners, students. Okay, what are their weaknesses and what are their strengths? So based on the weakness and the strength of the learners, then we come up with a theme for the workshop or for the conference. Then we present topics which address not only teachers' need, but also students' needs. So these are some aspects we need to take into consideration before organizing a workshop. Now, we have been organizing some CPD program, continuous professional development activities, to assist teachers improving their teaching methodology, say, to improve the way they teach English. And apart from that, we also focus on leadership skills. Some activity would promote leadership skills. Yeah, there are about 18 branches or chapters of ANELTA, which is represented in every provinces in Angola. Okay, we are represented in every province in Angola, and they organize workshops and conferences. After having organized them, so they have to report to the to ANELTA General.
Yeah. Now, talking about those leadership activities, could you please be more specific? Which activities do you conduct in order to boost the leadership of ANELTA members?
Okay, in 2016, we were invited to attend a training seminar for Teachers Association leaders, which was held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where we got some input on leadership. Actually, like 15 or 17 associations got together. We shared experience, and we also got some input from different associations. And so this workshop was organized and sponsored by the British Council.
Okay. And this
they sent some. Yes.
Yeah, this is organized by the British Council, and I would like you to tell me which activities ANELTA organize in order to boost its members' leadership, because you said that, well, among activities you organize, there are activities focusing on leadership. So which sort of leadership activities and how these activities boost your members' leadership? Can Caetano slip into that?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, for these initiatives, we have been, first of all, started with expansion of ANELTA to other regions, other provinces. And based on these, we managed to, let's say, decentralize ANELTA until 2 years ago. Or until 1 year ago, we managed to have ANELTA in all provinces of Angola. And from there, we coordinated with our team in the provinces for a plan of action, an annual plan of action, which was around themselves organizing workshops, based on the local, let's say, conditions, starting from speakers, using local speakers, discussing about the local issues, I mean, related to English language teaching and learning, and mobilizing all type of logistic locally. So from this perspective, we ANELTA in general, we have been conducting workshops related to English language teaching methodology, material use, I mean, in the classroom, other type of aspects related to the use of first language, for example. So everything related to the reality of the teachers in their context. And this is, these type of workshops mainly are inclusive, target to teachers who are public servant, mainly public servant. But at the end of the day, we tend to have teachers who are also from private schools, even those who are not members of ANELTA. They tend to come, attend, and after that, they become members. And what we do is based on, as I said, local resource. When I say local resource, I would like to say that we identify speakers from different regions who are, let's say, more qualified with more expertise on different topics, which at the end of the day can share with the others. But our intervention has been mainly on workshops in general, and also those to promote local leaderships for the association. And the other aspect we are also a little bit engaged nowadays is promoting leadership for English clubs. English clubs is also an area which we are engaged somehow to promote countrywide. And for sure, we need leaders for those type of groups, because there are different strategies, different methodology. And these type of initiatives, we have been engaging with the Minister of Education. I mean, we share our plans with them. Even in the provinces, our coordinations have been working with the representatives or provincial representatives of the Minister of Education, so that there is not a sort of overlap, or to make it, I mean, a more coordinated with what the public policies in regarding to education, let's say.
Yes, thank you, Kateno. For those who were not there at the beginning of this discussion, this is Africa TESOL panel discussion series, and we featuring ANELTA. ANELTA is an affiliate of Africa TESOL and is from Angola. Now, back to Isabel. Isabel, could you share with attendees some of the, I mean, strength of ANELTA? What are the strengths of ANELTA?
Okay, good afternoon once again. My name is Isabel. I'm ANELTA's member in Huila, Lubango, that is one of Angola's province. So I've been taking part of ANELTA's association since 2020. I'm quite new in this association. So here in Lubango, since February 2020, we have a new coordination, ANELTA News Coordination. And after the lockdown, they already organized more than 2 activities, which I had the pleasure to take part on. So ANELTA has organized mainly workshops on teaching methodology. So we, as an English teacher, we need to develop ourselves mainly in methodology issues such as lesson plan, teaching classroom management, techniques on teaching vocabulary, and many other, just to mention some.
Okay, good. Yes, I understand. Now, what make you like ANELTA? Why have you decided to belong to ANELTA? What are the strengths, okay, of ANELTA, which have pushed you to be today active member of the organization?
Okay. As you may know, Angola is a non-English speaking country, and it is the main language in Angola is Portuguese. And we, as a member of ANELTA or as an English teacher, we sometimes need to develop ourselves. And it was one of the reasons that I decided to take part in ANELTA's association, to develop myself as personal and professional organization. So that's why I took part on.
And what have you already gained from ANELTA, Isabel? What have you already gained? And you share with us.
Okay, I already gained many opportunities to develop ourselves as professional. So I attend some local conference on ANELTA, and it helped me a lot on develop myself as a professional, mainly in methodology issues like the ELT. So I developed ELT skills in ANELTA while I was a member in.
All right. Back to Florindo. Florindo is the coordinator of ANELTA. And right now we're talking of the strength of the organization, of the association. And I would like him to tell us more about this strength of the association.
One of the strengths of ANELTA is that we've been able to reach 18 provinces. Okay, we have chapters in 80 provinces, which means that we have good relation or connection with the Ministry of Education, which help us to get in those area and try to get as many members as possible. And another strength of this organization, which I think also helped me to join this organization, is the network we have with the international association. For example, I had the chance to meet presenters or friends or English language fellows from many countries, and we share experience, we share expertise, and we also learn from different organizations.
Okay, now I'll turn to Caetano. Yes, Caetano. Yes. Now, so far, could you tell us some of these international collaboration you are having, and how these collaborations are working?
Sorry, you mean national or international? Sorry.
International collaborations.
International collaboration. Thank you. Well, first of all, it's important to say that we are affiliated to Africa TESOL. Sorry, to to ITEFL. We are affiliated to ITEFL, and we are one of the founding members of Africa TESOL. For sure, we are affiliated to that as well. And we have been part of events which involves TESOL International. So around these three, let's say, big organizations related to English language teaching in the world, we have managed to access a very, let's say, large or consider amount of information, of network and contacts, which exposed us to the work we have been doing so far. And we have managed to participate in some large events. When I say large, means events organized by Africa TESOL, for example, related to what has been doing in English language teaching in the continent. We have been speaking, or we were one of the speakers to this event. Same applies to ITEFL, which we are affiliated. We have attended many conferences, and we have received the recognition this year as the association of the year, 2020. So we are in the ITEFL winner project for this year, which means that our work has been gaining, international exposure, and we have only to thank, the guidance we have been receiving from all of us, all our colleagues, locally and internationally. Also taking into account the efforts we have been putting together to every day, let's say, improve our work. But for sure, our international exposure has been on the strategy of partnership. Let's say, even with the British Council, we have been working with the British Council on their projects in Angola, but all this is a result of our international exposure as
well. Well, good. For participants of this webinar, you can write your question in the chat box, and it will be reported to our guest, and they will answer. And one of the questions already there is, ANELTA, how do you motivate teachers to participate in the professional development activities like workshop, training, and what is the number of teachers engaged in these activities? So let me repeat it again. How ANELTA, the question is addressed to Florid, how ANELTA then motivate teachers to participate in professional development activities, and in terms of participation, in terms of percentage of participation, what is the number, what is the percent of teachers engaged in these activities? Florid, you have a floor.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. How does ANELTA motivate participants to join us? First, we show them the benefit of joining us. What will they gain from attending the workshop and so on? And from time to time, we also try to show them what are, for example, the professional development. They can benefit from attending the workshop and conference. And in terms of participation, I think when we organize a workshop, we try to spread the information as much as possible by using Facebook, using emails, and sometimes also we send letter of invitation to the school principals, and sometimes we also talk to friends so that they can spread the information and we can have everyone attending the workshop. I think in short, we have like 90 or 85% of teachers and sometimes students attending the workshop.
Okay, good. Now you said earlier that you are affiliated, you have partners, many international partners, and one of the question is to know how you ensure that all ANELTA members have equal access to opportunities from international partners like Africa TESOL, ITEFL, and TESOL. The question is addressed to Kaitano.
Okay, thank you very much for this question. Well, this is one of our commitment to, let's say, create, let's say, equal treatment on opportunities for our members and make ANELTA inclusive as much as possible. So we do our best to publicize all opportunities which we receive from our partners, let's say Africa TESOL, ITF, even TESOL International. Every opportunity we receive, we cascade to our members. And same applies to events. I mean, events which are organized by our partners. We do also disseminate them to our members immediately. And most of the time we do a follow-up. We encourage them, particularly those, there are some, let's say, provinces which have problems on accessing emails. I mean, the internet in general is not 100% reliable. So we do our best to get them aware about these opportunities and do their best to participate or to get the most of it. So our focus is to make ANELTA inclusive. All the opportunities should be shared, and we do our best to disseminate everything we receive from our partners in regarding to workshops, conferences, scholarships, I mean, any type of initiative.
Okay, I'll go back to Isabel. Isabel, yes, in terms of opportunities, do you agree with Kaitano that opportunities are shared equally in the organization? And do you have any proof, any tangible example to give? Yes, Isabel, you have the floor.
Okay. Yes, I do. I do agree. So I live at Huila. It's one of Angola province, and here, since I was connected with this association, we created a WhatsApp group, and whenever they have any activities, they share with all the members. For the ones who want to participate, they come and they show the place, how it will take, and how time it will get. And for those who are available, really available, they participate in those activities organized by ANELTA.
Okay,
Flavian, sorry.
Yes, Caetano.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Flavian.
Yeah.
I would like to give also my contribution to this question.
Yeah.
I would like to say that I agree with Mr. Kaitan when he says that opportunities are shared. I have an example when there was a workshop in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I was selected to attend the workshop, and when there was an international conference in England, it wasn't me again. So one of our members from Kwanzaa Sul, Martiniano, he was also selected to go and attend the international conference. And last time, Mr. Kaitan was the one who went to South Africa to attend a teacher network for association. That state that here in ANELTA, we share not always the first person or the first teacher or the only teacher goes and have the benefit. We try to have a balance, okay? So that everyone can get the benefit of joining ANELTA.
All right. Thank you, Florido. But Florido, you talk about the different branches of ANELTA, and my question is, do these branches develop their own activities, and how do you? I mean, in terms of coordination, how do you coordinate all this? You have the floor.
Yes, these branches spread in other provinces. They've been organizing workshops. They've been organizing many activities, but they before they do that, they have to send a report. They have to talk to ANELTA General, okay? So they have to inform everything they plan to do, the steps they would like to do, okay? And also, if they want to get support from the Ministry of Education, they have to talk to the president, so the president can make the contacts in order to get the sponsorship to organize the workshop and any activity. And we, as the board, we need to coordinate things. We need to supervise how things have been developed. And when the activity is done or has been fulfilled, so they have to report to the board, okay, how the activity went, okay, what was the positive aspect and the negative aspect, so that next time we organize a better one.
Okay. Now, Isabel, what are you afraid of ANELTA?
Are you okay?
What are you not comfortable?
Sorry, can you?
What are you afraid of ANELTA?
Okay. I'm not really afraid. So I'm here to learn, and I'm here to develop myself as a professional. So I had more expectations than afraid of. So I want to learn, to really learn from what ANELTA is willing to give to us as a member. So I'm expecting from what they want to do and what they really want to do to develop the members as a professional, as a personal, and even in our social lives.
I see. Now, do you have any suggestion to improve ANELTA's activities? Yes, Isabel. Okay, it is like, yes, Isabel, you said that you are not afraid of anything in the organization. Now, my question is, do you have any advice, specific point to, I mean, any advice for the improvement of ANELTA?
So what I want, what I'm expecting for ANELTA as a member. So I want to have the opportunity to participate for those conferences, mainly in women's leadership. So we as women want to lead ourselves, and we want to, so we on the leadership, on teaching leadership, and we also, here in Lubango, we also have many teachers that are not trained to be a teacher. So me as a member, I want me as a member, I want to ANELTA maybe to organize some conference or some workshops to deal with those teachers without pedagogical aggregation.
I see. One of our attendees would like to contribute a little bit to the professional development of ANELTA. Unfortunately, we cannot give him the floor directly. We encourage him to or her to write to the chat bot, and we'll report to our attendees. Thank you. Coming back to Caetano. Caetano, what are you afraid of today of ANELTA? What is your fear about ANELTA?
This is a tricky question, Flavio. Well, thank you for that. I mean, it's actually a challenging one because I'm not afraid. First of all, I'm not afraid, but it's part of a commitment of a leader, let's say, to create or conduct an organization with, let's say, solid foundations so that it can keep for longer. And what concerns me most is still the, let's say, good leadership to take the organization forward. I mean, we have been working with the young generation, bringing the young generation on board so that they can take this commitment forward. Particularly women, we want more women on board as well. Not only on board, but in general in the organization. We want to see more women participating, speaking in our events, I mean, and participating actually actively in what we have been doing. So these are the two, let's say, main concerns, for sure, which we have been working hard in order to identify some solutions and overcome these challenges.
And in my chat box here, some of Angola people are expressing their concern about ANELTA. And some of this concern is that they are not always informed about ANELTA activities. And even someone is asking you guys, how do you announce your activities apart from WhatsApp? So I'm giving the floor to Caetano to respond to that.
Well, it depends. I would like to understand case by case is a little bit difficult, but those who are aware about what is going on in regarding to English language in Angola, they are aware about ANELTA because we are in Facebook, we have a WhatsApp group, and we have been working with the most of the public schools of this country. And we are known to the Minister of Education. I mean, we are one of the main players or partner of the Ministry of Education regarding to English language teaching and learning. So what we do when we are talking about big events, we are in the news as well, public news. We have been in the news for many times. I still accept there are some cases which have not been, some cases, I mean, some people who have not been participating actively in our events. I don't know where they are, but I would be happy to accommodate everyone, I mean, in the organization. So he is welcome. I mean, this person is just, he needs to contact us. And there is our email address in the chat box, so he can reach us anytime.
All right, now let's talk about future leaders of ANELTA. How you guys, are you helping the young generation, I mean, future leaders to develop, I would say your members, to develop a leadership in order to effectively replace you tomorrow. Giving the floor to Florindo.
Let's say that we are to some extent happy because we do have many attendees with potential skills. They can run this association because what we've been doing by organizing workshop and conference and so on, and also sending some members abroad, yes, to get some leadership skill is in fact not just to stop here, but in the future, in the near future, to join the association, to join the board and take responsibility so that the ANELTA doesn't stop. Actually, we have some members with the potential to join the board and also to contribute to the development of the organization.
Okay, so no specific activities to future leaders, no training, specific training. Yes, Isabel, do you think ANELTA is training its members for future leadership? Isabel?
So honestly speaking, I just took part on two activities. So this is what I'm expecting for, to have a workshop or to have a course or to have even a conference which tell us about the leaderships, mainly concerning to women's leadership. This is what I'm expecting for. I didn't participate in any activities organized by ANELTA, specifically on leadership.
Okay, now let's talk about the board. Florindo and Caetano, you are now active staff members of ANELTA, and I would like to know the maximum duration of your leadership term, your leadership team, and how long, for example, can someone be president? The floor is given to Caetano.
Well, thank you. I mean, we have a tenure of 3 years with renewal. I mean, 3 times, 2 plus 1. I'm actually, about to pass the responsibility or transfer the responsibility to a new leadership. We are working on that because I've already devoted a very long time to the organization. So we are now working on transferring this responsibility. But I mean, the tenure is initially for 3 years with renewal, twice, I mean.
Okay, great. This is a good leadership. Now, we're going to talk about what is your future? I mean, how do you see ANELTA in the 5 years, in the 5 coming years, in the near future? How do you see ANELTA? Florindo.
Flavian, can you come back with the question, please?
Yes, how do you see ANELTA in the near future?
Honestly speaking, I expect to have a very strong ANELTA with more partnership and also with more invitation to participate in international conferences so that we can also help members to develop professionally and also personally. And I also expect to see more members joining ANELTA. So far we have about how many members?
200.
200 or 300 members. So we'd like to expand these numbers. But how to do that? By organizing workshop, by sharing with our members or with our potential members the benefit of joining ANELTA. So I expect to see a very strong ANELTA.
Okay, Isabel, what is your dream, your future dream to ANELTA? Based on your current experience, what is your future dream?
So I have many dreams concerning on ANELTA Association. So one of them is to attend national, regional, and even international conference, talking about different issues concerning on ELT mainly. This is my area. So I want to learn more and more on our professional development and mainly in methodology issues.
Okay. So no specific point to what you want to, I mean, specifically to improve. I mean, you want ANELTA leaders to improve in the coming years. Isabel?
Yes, sir. As the other member says, mainly the information. So I was invited by someone who is WILAS coordinator. So I'm here because I was invited to him. So I don't know if the other members they really, how can I say, they really want to even to participate in this conference, but without in sharing information, they are not allowed to be here. So what I'm expecting is to spread more the information, mainly on the different activities to share with others members of this organization.
I'm back to Caetano. Share with the public your future dream to ANELTA.
Okay, thank you. Well, this is mainly on a strategic approach. We could say that we want ANELTA to increase on its membership and on the way we do things. I mean, on the quality or excellence of our activities. Also on the type of members. For example, most of our members are still, I would say, non-member qualified to teach English. When I say non-qualified, they don't have any qualification to teach English, but they are teachers of English. So this is a concern for us, and we want this status to change in a very near future. So we want to see more members of us to getting qualifications on BA, and those who already have BA on master. And we want to, let's say, to have more PhD related to English language teachers in Angola. The number is also very, very small. So this is one point, graduation qualification of our members. The other point is on having ANELTA as a very strong promoter, let's say, of English language teaching material in Angola. So that is a point we are working with some local partners. I mean, the private sector, let's say companies in the private sector, which can support us on create some bases, local bases for material production in Angola related to English language teaching. And for sure, strengthening our relationship with the government in general, because we should not have only the Minister of Education itself as our direct partner, but there are other entities in the government which should also be our interlocutors. So this is a sort of strategy to make ourselves stronger in the country. And for sure, the international arena is also in our radar. We want to keep on our relationship with our partners internationally, expand to other countries. So, and have our participation. So every time we have an international event, we would like to be there and participate. Thank you.
All right. So one last question. Do you have time for lectures in ANELTA? And if yes, what kind of lecture, what kind of activities do you have for members just to entertain? The question is addressed to Florindo.
No, we don't have. In fact,
we don't have. To be honest, we don't have. Maybe in the near future, we're going to apply this, but at the moment we don't have.
Okay, so we're going to conclude this discussion, and I'm going to give the last floor to
Flavian.
Isabel.
Flavian, sorry.
Yes.
I think we can stay for a few more minutes. There are good questions in the Q&A box. If we can go through them all, that would be great.
Okay, so thank you, Ayman, for giving us extra time to continue this discussion. Florindo said that there is no room for leisure activities, and in the near future, something will be done about it, right?
Yes.
Now, yes, there are also some questions concerning professional development activities. Yes, it is true that we have already talked about these issues at the beginning, but I'm still giving the floor to Caetano to tell us more about activities organized by ANELTA, specifically to address professional development of its members. Caetano, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that most of one of our, let's say, strategy has been to organize events in partnership. I mean, partnership with government or public entities, or partnership with the private entities, including the international organizations. So in this regard, we have been, for example, organizing events related to English clubs, promotion and expansion. And we have an organization called the Mediateca, which is an IT media lab, a public entity. We also have the English Club of Kazenga, is a well-known and very old organization in Angola. So with these two organizations, we work with them mainly on leadership events related to leadership promotion for English clubs. So young generation, by attending events on how to lead English clubs, how to manage English clubs, even aspects related to the English language itself, which can be discussed in a sort of English club event. So these aspects have been dealt in this type of training. On the other hand, we have teachers or teacher trainer events, which we organize, for example, with British Council, Ministry of Education, and we as a local partner, we bring our members, mainly teachers from different provinces of Angola, coming to the same venue and attend very specific focus training on English language teaching. And this type of events, at the end of the day, impact on this type of group, let's say the specific target group, but these attenders or attendants are also asked, when they go back to their provinces, they cascade the material, let's say, the skills to other members in their locations. So this is the type of strategy we have been using, working in partnership and decentralizing the training initiatives. And our colleagues in the regions as well, as I said before, considering the resources they have locally, they also organize events by themselves. And the focus is on, let's say, overcoming or discussing about their problems, their challenges in the classroom, using their resources in regarding to speakers or people who can promote the dialogue, more experienced one, people with expertise on specific areas of English language teaching and learning. So based on this, we have been achieving some goals, but still lots to be done. And I will pass the floor to Florindo to add on that.
And for professional development, apart from the workshop and also inviting some teachers with expertise in the field, we also have one of our active member whose name is David Fernando, who launched his phonetic chart in one of the IETF international conference on how to teach pronunciation. I mean, the importance of English sound. And David Fernando has been running some workshop, some seminars on how to help teachers mastering the English sounds. And the objective of this workshop is not only to help teachers to pronounce the words correctly, but also to raise teachers' awareness of the importance of teaching pronunciation. And as a result of this, he has been helping a lot of teachers and also students to improve the way to improve their pronunciation. Okay, and this has contributed a lot to the professional development in the field.
Okay, we will shift to the last question, which is about elections, ANELTA and elections. And one of our participants think that there should be there should be elections at ANELTA and not simply transfer of leadership. Florindo, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. When I said transfer is a general term, but yeah, there should be elections for sure, because we have to obey with our bylaws, and our bylaws says that leaders, let's say in general terms, should be elected. So we are going to do elections for sure, and yeah, we would like to, let's say, have our colleagues ready for that, because soon we are going to announce the process, I mean, for changing the office.
Okay. Dear all, this is Africa TESOL panel discussions, and as you can all see, we have today received ANELTA. ANELTA is an affiliate of Africa TESOL, and this organization is from Angola, and it has been represented by Isabel, Florindo, and Caetano. We have shared together a certain numbers of things, and I would like to thank you all for attending this discussion, and hoping that next week, next Saturday, you'll be there, numerous, to attend our monthly webinar. Thank
Flavian,
you.
please?
And yes, yes.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, but it's very important to say that we have also a very strong partnership with the American Embassy in Angola. Okay. They have been helping us a lot on achieving our goals. So part of our partnership strategy, they are also very important, let's say, instrumental member or partner for us. So I'd like to say that American Embassy is with us as well. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. Thanks to American Embassy too. So I would just say we call it a day, and see you at our next activity. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.